Hello, sports fans. Thank you for joining me and my cat Ninja. As a full-time RV'er, I'm going to be going over a brief tour of the inside of my RV. I'm going to open every door and every cabinet and show you what I have. And the last thing is something I'm going to recommend that I have and have had, and I think is highly advisable for any full-time RV'er, part-time RV'er, or sticks and bricks. Let's get started. So before we start the tour, I want to let you know I'm Ralph Luck. And when you're with me, you're RVing with luck. I've been full-time in my RV for almost 4.5 years with my martial arts cat Ninja. I didn't want to start here, but on the floor, last week I got Ninja a new water fountain. This thing's great because of a couple reasons. One, it holds a lot of water, but I'm going to change it tonight after just a few days. She will never drink it all. And it's supposed to have, come on, there it is, motion sensor. So when she gets close like she just did, this will flow. Cats love to drink out of flowing water. She's been doing it great. It does have a rechargeable battery. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. This is the one time a week she, for 1 second, plays with the toy. But once she is definitely acclimated to this, I am going to move it next to her food bowl, which you'll see on this tour. So let's get started. A lot of people ask me, what kind of stuff do you keep in your pantry? What do you keep in your fridge? What do you keep over here and there? And I'm going to show you all that, like I said, with the most important thing at the very end. Typical cat, this is a plastic lid on a spray bottle. And I keep that out because she plays with it more than her other toys. She's got like 4 more toys over there. I occasionally spray them with catnip, but she likes the plastic cap. So let's get going. We'll start in the back. And of course, Ninja has to follow. So this is super messy. This is probably the messiest my RV's been. As some of you know from asking comments about my videos, I am going down to 2 videos a week. I might add in some shorts in there. But I have started a job doing security. And yes, I am in Flagstaff, but I'm inside all but about 10 minutes of the shift when I have to go for a quick outside inspection and tour. I've got my laundry, which is overflowing. I'm doing laundry in a couple of days. Down here is the window AC that, as you can see, runs off of 120. So what I do is I put that over here through that window. I open that slide and have the screen off. I fill it with some insulation around it, and then I run an extension cord all the way under the RV and into my 3,000 watt lifetime inverter and plug it in, and I have no problem doing that when I've got good solar. Now, of course, now I'm in a RV park, so I've got full hookups. So even if it was summer, I wouldn't need that. I use my regular one. But couple things I'll note: 12-volt fan. There's my rechargeable headlamp. I do have a little heater on me that's plugged in right there. And what that does is gives me some direct heat, so I don't need to have the heater on that high, probably 60, 65 inside the RV, because that is using propane. Using it pretty quick, actually. A couple decorative pillows. In the far left, you'll see the red fire extinguisher, which is the second one I have, because if you're asleep and the smoke detector goes off, you don't want to have to run all the way through the fire to get to a fire extinguisher. I did put up that shelf, which is great. It holds my numerous medications I have to take. Right here is the EBL 1000. That is what I use to recharge my phone and a lot of things, just so I don't have to run into the inverter, or even, well, hooked up on full utilities, I don't want to have to plug it in there. Let's go into the bathroom next. Ta-da! Brush, cleaner, mat, extra toilet paper, a broom, my towel, and the shower. Nothing too exciting there. Shut down lights as we go. Here is my sink. What a mess, huh? I do like keeping some baby wipes here, toothbrush and such. Probably old medication, Band-Aids, cold relief, deodorant, air freshener. Nothing too out of the ordinary, just like you would in your sticks of brick. Here's all my backup goodies. Extra spray cleaner for when I'm boondocking and don't have a shower on a particular day. Extra baby wipes. My pods for the toilet. And let's go on. Okay, I do have a couple of these sticky hooks. They work real well. Put a couple of towels there and we're good. There's my CPAP machine, which I don't use that often. Ninja scratching post. Down here I keep extra Diet Coke. My laundry detergent, making sure I'm not blocking that. In that shelf is just some books, collectibles, and things like that. Another headlamp, that was just batteries only. And I'm a single guy, but man, it is so hard to find spots for stuff. So I've got my jackets and collared shirts hanging. My t-shirts are folded up. Yep, Ninja's making sure everything's in place. I've got boots, tennis shoes, Converse behind there, and then 2 rows of t-shirts, followed by hats and gloves and beanies up there. I do keep the winter Rocky tennis shoes that I wear commonly when I'm in the forest or desert, outside walking around. If I'm running in town, I put on tennies. There is no good spot for this, but there's my air fryer, my ice maker, bag of red potatoes, and a tripod and a selfie stick. Because, yeah, there's nothing up there to scratch. There's my control panel, couple remotes. I do have this blanket on there. Ninja likes hiding underneath it like that. And it also keeps the table basically clean, so when I eat on it, I remove the blanket. And it's not as cold because Ninja likes to lay up there too. Here's my backup tiny portable guy. It's a lot less power and weight than my other one, the Blue Eddy. I got to put that on when I climb into bed here, my hoodie. That's a backpack full of extra CPAP supplies. Didn't know where else to put it. Air freshener, one of Ninja's beds that she loves up there. Because I'll be taking a shower, I've got this bucket out of the shower, which I normally keep in. It's got my soap. And this bucket I could fill with water to have a plunger that I cut little slits in so I can plunge up and down and do some little bit of laundry. Extra paper towels. And here is a bunch of junk. This is mostly all trash. Pair of shoes I got to return at Walmart. Got the radio for the cab of the RV. Or I'm sorry, the living quarters of the RV. The front cab has its own radio. First aid kit, stuff up there. Lysol wipes. Remote for the exterior light. The controller for the inverter. That is right there. Little cover I've got on that opaque window. You can't see out anyway, so keep the sun out. It's the only spot I know to put Ninja's kitty litter to help it keep out. Sorry you had to see that trash can full of scoops of kitty litter. And I've got a portable vacuum here because I've got to vacuum the kitty litter every night. Now let's get into the cabinets. Up here is a lot of extra stuff that I've already got in the fridge, but I like to have backups. A lot of canned stuff. Always put your pancake powder in the freezer bag so it doesn't get little bugs. So your typical household stuff there. Here's where I had to kind of plan for limited space. So I've got some mixing bowls up here, Ninja's brush, backup treats, and catnip spray. Those are all our treats. Some bowls, freezer bags, sandwich bags, white vinegar that I use to wash dishes that aren't too dirty and oily, a ton of paper plates and regular plates, and another 12-volt fan. My microphones don't work on this because this doesn't have a lightning plug in, it has a USB-C plug in. Anyway, here's all my spices, all my hot sauces, extra ketchup from Del Taco, nuts and raisins and things like that. My daughter's pictures again, rechargeable light, gets pretty bright, great for boondocking, different magnets. My knives I've got on a strip that I put in that's magnetic. Here's the stove, extra cans of stuff that didn't fit in the pantry anywhere. Right here I've got my lemonade, sugarless, sugar-free, that I put in one of those bottles of water right there and mix it up. It's delicious. I do need to do some dishes. It's pretty much from eating tonight. I've got my oven. I keep my cutting boards in there, a cast iron skillet. Under the sink, I've got cleaning supplies, dry cat food, canned cat food, Febreze, Simple Green, extra wipes, Walmart bags, regular trash bags, you know, the usual stuff. Under here, whoa, look how dirty that is. Oh my gosh. Well, you're seeing the true me. I haven't opened this drawer in some time. I've got pots and pans, spatulas, big spoons, all the stuff you need for cooking and measuring. There's the feisty cat. Can't even pet her. Here I keep a bunch of screws and wall anchors, zip ties, things like that that I might need. I was looking for this. It's my air compressor, new one I got for the RV tires. So that's kind of a mini junk drawer. This one, however, is my main junk drawer. Duct tape, super glue, scissors, batteries, a thermocell when you're out and the mosquitoes are out. And I think lastly is the fridge. Butter, soda, all your condiments. Lots of bottles of water, tortillas, adult beverages. I know I shouldn't be, but I'm breaking the rules. Shredded cheese, healthy salad, that's what I had for dinner tonight. Then the freezer. Normally I have frozen veggies and meals here, but I ate those. My ice bucket, because I can tell you it takes about 24 hours for me to make ice in this. I'm gonna make some right now. If you're asking what that red thing is, it's actually one of those thin cutting boards. And I put that in there because, as you can see, the ice builds up on that. When I go to remove the ice and turn out the freezer and clean it out, defrost it, that pops off super easy. I got hamburger patties. I do have some tilapia frozen, chicken breast frozen, soda cup that I use for my diet soda. But let's go over here to my junk area. Here's my gym bag. But right here is one of the most important things. This is a supply of freeze-dried food. I'll put the description of exactly what it is and where I got it right here. This is one of those things that's good for 25 years. I don't touch it, but if I were to get stranded and go through the food in my fridge or freezer or all the power's out, whatever, I could start a fire, boil some water, and make this freeze-dried meal that'll last me for this many days. There's Ninja's food. Give her a half can of wet food in the morning. Always got dry food. And then at night, I give her a little treat. Sometimes she eats it all. And this is like 2 days worth stacked up. So she won't get a new one tonight until she starts eating some of that. Oh yeah, look at you. So thanks for joining me. I know this was a down and dirty showing at the inside. Like I said, this is about the messiest and dirty I've let it get. I am working and overnight shifts trying to get it adjusted to the hours. You know, I worked till 3 a.m. last night and then had to wake up at 9 this morning for a virtual interview for a job I would really love and I think I'm qualified for, but my odds these days haven't been too good. Anyway, smash that thumbs up button if you enjoyed this. Please subscribe so you get alerts when I post a new video a couple times a week. And go out there, be positive, be nice, and be active.